guys, Ben here from Corner Flag Games, and welcome back to the Western United Mini Road to Glory career mode. And this is episode number 9 as we kickstart on for the start of a new season. And I have gone through the first transfer window and into the first game of the season, which does start on the 27th of September. We are away to Melbourne Victory in a Melbourne derby to start off this new season. But before we get in and have a look at the squad and get things going for this first game against the Victory, I do want to jump across into the transfers and have a look at what sort of deals we got done just to finalize those and get you guys up to speed with them. So starting off with two players that we did bring in at the start of this season, unbeknownst to everyone else. So we've picked up the Australian international left back, that is Aziz Behich. We picked him up from Istanbul on a 3-year deal. He's on 12.5 grand in the wages of a week. He's a 29-year-old left back, 72 rated. So that is a little decent pickup for us. We did end up paying $3 million for him, just a little bit over what his valuation was. And we picked up another one, and he's on massive wages. We have here Daniel Arzani, the Australian starlet right mid, cam left mid, 21 years of age. He did end up going to Juventus or Piemonte Calcio, whichever you'd prefer. We picked him up on a 1-year loan, paying a decent chunk of his wages as well. Pretty sure we're paying just under half his wages, so about 20 grand a week for somebody that's realistically going to sit on the bench. But it's good to get some young Aussie talent in there. He will get a fair bit of game time this season, though. Now, I'll jump across into the transfers that we did make at the end of last season, the pre-contracts that did come in at the start of this season. So just confirming that we have brought in our pre-contract signings from last season. We've got in Anderson Lopez, striker, right wing, and cam, 27-year-old Brazilian. Picked him up from Hokkaido, and he is a 73 rated. The next one we picked up, who's already gone up a rating, is Gabriel Xavier. He's a right mid striker, cam, 27-year-old Brazilian as well. Third one up is Ryota Oshima, the 27-year-old Japanese CM. He's also gone up 1 rating since being here. Marcos Jr. is the next cab off the rank. He's a cam who can play striker and left mid, 27-year-old Brazilian. 72 rating, hasn't gone up yet. The next one is our Australian player that we picked up. We've picked up Tommy Orr from the Central Coast Mariners on a couple-of-year deal with a left mid cam, 28-year-old Aussie at a 70 rating. The other Aussie that we did pick up is young Harrison Delbridge, the 28-year-old Australian. Picked him up from Melbourne City. The centre-back, right-back, he will play a part probably in our reserve squad for this season. A couple of players on the outgoings as well. Brendan Hamill, our 28-year-old centre-back who barely, I don't even think he played a game last season. We've sent him out on loan to Guadalajara. Confirming another loanee who has gone out, Valentino Yule, the right wing, left wing striker, 25-year-old from Australia. 60 rated, he's gone on loan to Hokkaido. Luke Dessel is our next one, the young Aussie prospect, 18 years of age, he's a cam. We've sent him out on loan to Newport County. So guys, we'll now jump into the calendar to see what games we have on offer in today's episode. So the first one is an away game. It's a Melbourne derby against Melbourne Victory. We'll be playing that one. The second game comes on the Saturday, and that's a home game, our first home game against the Brisbane Roar. The third game in today's episode will be away at Bankwest Stadium to face the Western Sydney Wanderers. The fourth and final game will be a home game against the Central Coast Mariners on the 25th of October. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to get the squad all warmed up and ready to go and kick on with this first fixture against Melbourne Victory. Okay guys, so here it is. It is the first game of the season, and we do kick this one off with a Melbourne derby as Melbourne Victory hosts us, Western United, at Amy Park. Here is the Melbourne Victory lineup with Lawrence Thomas in goal, a back four of Stormroo, Donachie, Broxham, and Adama Traore. Four in the midfield in Athiu, Hope, Paulson, and Dobras, and Nabut and Toivonen up front will be the strikers. Okay, and here is the very new Western United lineup. So it will be Philip Curto in goal, a back four of Risdon, Deng, Martins, and Aziz Behich. Oshima and Chapman will hold up the defensive midfield. Two in the higher midfield in Xavier and De Silva with Junior and Lopez up front as the strikers. And it will be the boys from Melbourne Victory to get things going in this first match of the season. So we have spent well in the transfer market, getting the majority of our players on pre-contracts because that's just how the A-League works. So we're looking to be a very dominant side on the football pitch this season. So Oshima goes wide through Josh Risdon, who gets a ball all the way through now. Xavier on back to Risdon. Risdon onside. We've got a man in the box. Lawrence Thomas comes up for it. We're tripped in the box very early on by Lawrence Thomas. Ref waves it away. Try to lock one in over the back for Kiki Dobras. Dobras just pushing him out wide. Can't let that cross come in. Toivonen gets in with the cross. It's straight on Atiyu's chest. And straight back to Atiyu as well. Josh Hope goes for the strike. And Philippe Courteau is lucky to keep that one into the end. So it's not a great defensive display. And it is our lad in goal, Philippe Courteau, who's holding things together for us very early on. As Chapman does his defensive duties. Aziz Bayic now looking to lock on down the line. He sprays in a through ball for De Silva. De Silva gets the shot off. It goes in straight to the chest of Lawrence Thomas. Here it is on the replay. Looks to try and slide one in at the back stick, but he puts it straight into his chest. Playing it inside to Anderson. Marcos Jr. takes the strike. Thomas gets down to it. It's a great save by him. Traore will smack that out. Coming out to Xavier, who takes a strike from range. It's straight at Lawrence Thomas's hands. Xavier will come through to Connor Chapman, who tries to dance around Josh Hope, but he's equal to it. Oshima will win it back. And ladies and gents, that will do us for the first half in our first game in the A-League for this season. So a very shaky first 15 to 20 minutes for us. Did come out in the second part of that half and give it all that we could. In the end, it comes to nothing at the halftime break. As the boys walk into the sheds, it will be Melbourne victory 0. Western United 0. So, ladies and gents, here are the matchbacks at the halftime break. So, for Melbourne victory, it is 0 goals, 3 shots, 2 on target with a shooting accuracy of 66%. To Western United's 0 goals, 4 shots, 3 on target with a shooting accuracy of 75%. Passing accuracy is looking the lowest that I think I've ever seen it in this career mode, with 68% coming to us and 71% to Melbourne victory, but we do hold the shade of the possession. 53% to us, and 47% to the victory. So guys, without further ado, we're just going to smack straight on with this second half. And it will be the boys from Western Melbourne of Western United to get things kicked off in this second half. We're looking for goals. We've got the men that can do it for us. But not with passing like that. I don't think the lads have sort of gelled just quite yet. He breaks down for Melbourne victory. But Tiago Martins with a great double save there. We've got Oshima. Can we lock that one in for Marcos Jr., who strikes his first one for the club 52 minutes in. It was a fantastic through ball from the defensive midfield to find the big man up front. Well, he's not very a big man. He's a short man, and he's playing as a false 9 in the instructions. But here it is on the replay. We pick it up in the defensive midfield, try to run forward with it. He's managed to keep himself onside as he goes one-on-one with Lawrence Thomas. And cool, calm, and collectively strikes that one to Lawrence Thomas's bottom right. That goal does come to Marcos Jr. And that is 1 goal for him now in the A-League. Well, ladies and gents, Melbourne victory will kick us off once more. Nearly at the half. It's taken us nearly 60 minutes to find our feet in this game. But we're off the mark for the season now. And here's to plenty more goals. 61 minutes gone. Melbourne victory electing to make their first substitute, and they bring on Robbie Cruz, the ex-Australian international. Go out wide now for Josh Risdon. Does he have a decent cross? He's gone in at the back stick for Marcos Jr. Can we get the strike on that Bayic? Oh, and it flashes over the crossbar. It was a fantastic strike in the end. So here it is off Marcos's defensive header. Just absolutely smashes that one across the face of goals. And it's a great start for the left back. On and out for Melbourne victory. 70 minutes played. Still yet to really get into this game. They've elected to go back stick. It's fallen to Cruz, who's hit the post. And Deng will get it away. Oh, God, that was a squeaky bum time moment for us. We will come away with it, though. Marcos Jr. into Xavier. We're looking for that on-run. And we do find it through Josh Risdon. Can he get away from Adama Traore? He is catching. We've elected to go back to Xavier, who takes the strike. And it's a great strike in the end to the man who's running forward. He will go short into Marcos Jr. Back into midfield for Connor Chapman. It will be Oshima who elects to try and go low under Thomas, but he gets down. It's a great save by the victory custodian. Going forward Oh, De Silva with a cheeky flick over the top for Omar Gabar. We can get this ball all the way in. It's come to Zua, and it is the substitute who clinches it for us, making it 2 in the 91st minute. He was our first team striker last season, but he did sort of drop off in form, and the substitute does make his mark. So it was a cheeky flick ball from Danny De Silva onto Omar Gabar, who drills in a low cross in the end on the overlap to Zua, the big man, and he's completely unmarked in the box, and he slides that one straight through past the victory custodian in Lawrence Thomas. The goal does come to Jacques Zua, and that is his first goal in the A-League this season. Melbourne Victory will kick us off for what remains of this second half as we are deep into injury time, and that will do it, ladies and gentlemen, for the first game of the season. We do knock over our Derby Melbourne rivals in Melbourne Victory, probably the stronger of the two Melbourne sides. It was unlucky for them in the end. They did have the first 20 minutes over us, but we did sort of gel together. There's still a long way for us to go. And after 90 minutes, it does finish up. Melbourne Victory 0, Western United 2. So, ladies and gents, here is how the match facts ended up after our 90 minutes against Melbourne Victory. So, for them, it was 0 goals, 4 shots, 2 on target with a shooting accuracy of 50%. To Western United's 2 goals, 9 shots, 7 on target with a shooting accuracy of 77%. We did claw back our passing accuracy from the abysmal 68% it was to 73%. And Victory also got a 73% in their passing accuracy. And we did claw 1% of possession back as well, finishing up on 54% to Melbourne Victory's 46%. So guys, moving into today's second game, and this one is a home game against the Brisbane Roar on Saturday, October the 3rd. This game comes a week after our Melbourne Derby win. We will be running out the first team in this fixture as well, but in a simulated game, and we do end up with the win. It is a 3-1 win to us, with the goals coming to De Silva, Lopez, and Junior. Okay guys, so moving into today's third game, we are away on the road at Bankwest Stadium against the Western Sydney Wanderers on Friday, October the 16th. So guys, without further ado, we're going to get straight in to this game. Okay guys, so here we are at the Bankwest Stadium in Western Sydney, as Western Sydney play host to us, Western United. So here is the Western Sydney Wanderers lineup. It will be Daniel Lopar in goal, a back five of Kamau, McGowan, Ziegler, Yerman and Georgievski. Swigler, Bacchus and Grossos in the midfield with Duke and Demizage up front. And here is the Western United lineup. So it's unchanged from our first game with Curto in goal. A back four of Risdon, Deng, Martins and Bajic. Oshima and Chapman will be in the defensive midfield with Xavier on the right, De Silva on the left of the high midfield with Lopez and Junior up front as our strikers. And it will be Western Sydney Wanderers to get things going in this game. They do look like they've signed themselves another attacking player. It's good to see some of their youngsters in Grosov getting a game as well, but they have reverted to a 5-man backline, which might make things a little bit difficult for us to break down, as Oshima goes straight through to Chapman. Chapman, there's a ball straight through for De Silva, who finds Marcos Jr. He's going to cut this one back. Chapman goes for the strike on his left peg, but it is well wide 4 minutes in. Here it is. It's great build-up play, but it was just the finish that let us down by Chapman, the young captain, with a great winning of the ball. He's going to stream straight forward. What have we got here working for us? We go into Anderson. Can Anderson peg one from outside the area? He does, but it's a great save by Lopar, who tips it straight over the top of his crossbar. Here it is on the replay. A great one too. The ball kind of goes for it wasn't a great pass. It sort of bounced on the way through, so he sort of had to hit it first time. On and out for Western United, and it will be Oshima to take it as he dunks it straight into the box. It's unmanned by Chapman. He's unmarked, but the clean strike falls straight into Daniel Lopar, who's just going to come barreling on down this line. So going to sort of cut on the inside, and he does to Anderson. It goes through now to Marcos Jr. He gives it across to De Silva, who takes the strike on his left. And it was a powerful one, but in the end, he's absolutely butchered it. Oh, yep, just left at the post. Those are the balls that we need to be putting in the back of the net, lads. It's a great ball by him. Anderson, he's looking for a bit of help here. For Xavier. Can we play that pass through? We do to Anderson. He's looking for, he's working a bit of space here. Anderson, it comes to him a second time after the rebound, and we do score in injury time of the first half. Anderson gets off the mark now as well in real game time. He manages to pull one back. It's very lucky for us. Does a bit of fancy footwork, but runs into a bit of trouble into Yerman. But he does manage to win possession back, though. And slot it with his left. His preferred left. Down past Daniel Lopar. The goal does come to Anderson Lopez. And that's 2 for him now in the A-League. And Western Sydney will kick us off for what remains of this first half. And there isn't going to be a lot of time left to get things on the move for them. And as I say that, the referee does call time on the first 45 minutes. So it was a great attacking display by us. A couple of chances that we should have really buried. And as we move into the halftime break, it is Western Sydney Wanderers 0, Western United 1. Here in the matchbacks at the 45-minute break. So for Western Sydney, it is no goals, no shots, none on target with the shooting accuracy of a big fat duck. For Western United's 1 goal, 6 shots, 4 on target with a shooting accuracy of 66%. We are smashing now. This is what we've got. A team that are finally starting to gel with 91% passing accuracy. Western Sydney's 82%. But they do hold the possession ever so slightly with 52% to Western Sydney and 48% lying to Western United. So guys, without further ado, we're just going to smash straight on now with this second half. And it is the boys from Western Melbourne to get things off and running as we look in search of more goals for the boys of Western United. And there might be one on for us here as Xavier gets it through now to Lopez, but he puts it wide. That was not great by our main talismanic striker. We do manage to get through. Xavier lays it off for a dummy run as well, but it does in the end go wide back into play. Deng is up for the header, but it is won by Oshima, who looks to get through the defensive midfield, and he's going to have a ping himself from range. And Jesus Christ, that was not far off. He is very much an attacking defensive midfielder as he managed to get his strike off past the defender and nearly beats Lopar, but it just shaves the post on the way through. And at the 62-minute mark, as we look to make our free kick, we do have a bit of a formation change as well. We've gone to a 4-1-4-1. We've pulled off Marcos as well, Marcos Jr. And we have brought on, I don't know who we brought on. I can't remember. Doesn't really matter. We've gone to a 4-1-4-1 in the end. Oh, that's right. We brought on Kone to shore up the midfield. And we've set our striker to go and get in behind. That will be Anderson. As we look at this highlight now from him. Handball maybe? As Deng looks to bust in through Kone now. We're going to play this one out wide. Chapman is looking for an option here. He's gone through to Kone. Out wide to Bajic. Bajic plays in behind for De Silva. De Silva's going to stop and bring it on the inside. We look to go all the way back. Oshima looks to lay it off for Chapman, who takes the strike, but it's over the bar. Here it is on the replay. Looks to flick it down back. Near the back heel. Just couldn't keep it down. And we do find it. It is Risdon. Risdon gets a first-time crossing. We do look to line a shot up. As Demiaj will get that one out. As Prim Schweigler looks to bust away. But it's not going to be enough for them in the end. Just the 1 goal, ladies and gents, as we run out the injury time clock. At the end of 90 minutes, we do run out the winners with Western Sydney Wanderers 0. Western United 1. Okay, guys, so here are the match facts after our 90 minutes against the Western Sydney Wanderers. So, for the Western Sydney Wanderers, it will be no goals, no shots, none on target with a shooting accuracy of a big fat dark. To Western United's 1 goal, 12 shots, 6 on target with a shooting accuracy of 50%. We do end up taking out the passing accuracy stakes with 88% to us and 84% to Western Sydney. And we did take the slight possession edge with 51% to us, 49% to Western Sydney. Okay guys, so moving into today's 4th and final game, we are at home at the Wyndham Stadium on Sunday, October the 25th against the Central Coast Mariners. So this will be a simulated game, as you can see on screen right now. They're lining up at a 4-1-2-1-2, and we end up drawing with the Coasties in the end. It's 1-1. Okay guys, so that about wraps things up for today's episode. So in our next one, we will have another 4 games, like always. With the first one, we travel across the ditch 5 days later to play against Wellington Phoenix at the Cake Tin in Wellington. So I just want to finish this off by saying thank you very much for watching, guys. Be sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it and leave your comments and feedback down below. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button if you have not already, and tick the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. For all those that aren't aware, please jump on and join in all the fun and in all the banter on the official Corner Flag Games Discord channel. Links will be on screen and in the description below. And for all those that aren't aware, we are doing some live streams now, whether they be chill streams or our very own subscriber career mode over on Twitch and on the YouTube channel. So make sure that you are following on my Twitch, and make sure that you have the notification bell ticked on YouTube, and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss those live streams or the notifications for when I go live on both those platforms. Links will be on screen and in the description below. And I'll be back with the next episode of the Western United Mini Road to Glory Career Mode very soon.